Hi, it's Carl Friesen here. Sorry about the delay there. I had a bit of a technical issue, all part of learning how to use new stuff. Anyway, this particular live session is for business consultants and engineers and architects and lawyers and anyone who wants to get recognized for their expertise. And in it, you're going to learn how you can guard your recurring revenue stream against competition. And I'm trying this for a new location, so if the signal drops, it's the technology. So I'll be able to restart it in less than a minute from another location. Anyway, I'm the founder of Thought Leadership Resources, and I help business professionals like you to get recognized for their expertise. And this can help you win more of the work you love to do and earn more. So you can learn lots more through my free weekly resource, Your Expertise Edge, which gives you practical, proven ideas on how you can build your professional profile. And you can get access to this learning at bit.ly/Your Expertise Edge. That is bit.ly/Your Expertise Edge. So, now I expect you also have friends who are trying to build their profile as subject matter experts. So if you think this learning has value for them, please hit that share button if you think they get value from it. So what you're going to learn in this live is based on 15 years that I've had in working with business professionals all over the world, helping them to get recognized for their expertise. So yes, you can depend on that these ideas are going to work for you. Now, if you're like most business professionals, you probably depend on having a pretty steady stream of projects to keep the lights on and actually your refrigerator full. Now, many of these projects are going to be repeat work that you've done many times before. And I've worked with a lot of people who do this kind of work because they do work like income tax returns or financial audits or environmental impact assessments or maybe other such kinds of projects. So repeat work. And these projects have four main things in common. They are repeat work, which means they're important to keep you billable busy and also to keep that refrigerator of yours full of food. But the problem is that a lot of other service providers can do the same kinds of work. So your client might see no particular reason to use you as opposed to one of your competitors who might be going for a lower price. Number 3 of these kinds of projects is they're usually being done to meet a regulatory requirement. So that means the steps are specified. You got no wiggle room there. You got to do what the steps say to do. And that means it's really hard to stand out as offering superior value or even to reduce your fees. And fourth and finally about these kind of projects, the client probably isn't all that thrilled about buying them because it's money that they have no choice but to spend. So, in short, these services are called commodities. And they're like one copper ingot or one barrel of oil is the same as another copper ingot or barrel of oil. It's a commodity. And that means it can get really, really hard to stand out as offering something the client is going to ask for specifically. So where do you go from there? Well, if you want to learn more about that, how to learn to stand out to get noticed is the core of a free online course, a masterclass I'm putting together. It's called Get That Article Published, and it's going to be available on Tuesday, April 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern North America time, same as New York. So that is April 18th, 7 p.m. Eastern North America time, called Get That Article Published, and you can learn more about this and enroll for free at bit.ly/publish articles. So that is bit.ly/publish articles. So to summarize so far, commodity services are important to your future. Yep, gotta live with that. Number 2 is the problem with it is you're vulnerable because so many other service providers can do the same kind of work that you're doing. Number 3 is they're mostly being done to meet a regulatory requirement. So that means the client sees no reason to pay anything more than just the minimum rate for the work. And also, number 4 is the client doesn't really enjoy buying them. So that means they're just going to take the cheapest source on offer. That is, unless you can convince them that you can provide a difference, a reason to choose you rather than a low bid, so you can go on keeping that refrigerator of yours full of food. So how do you get them to prefer you and maybe even pay more? Well, okay, think about what motivates you to choose one service provider over another. And I think, my personal life, it's all based on trust. If you can get your client to trust you to look after their interests, they're going to prefer you. Now, to see how this works, consider website design. Now that is kind of a commodity because a lot of people do website design. I mean, you can do your own website, not that I recommend it, but yes, you can do your own. Now, when I was considering the relaunch and expansion of my website, I could have gone to a provider in a low-wage kind of country, like India or the Philippines. They do a lot of this kind of work. And of course, you can do it from overseas. It's not a problem. It's just a distance sort of thing. It's called Dropbox. It really works well. And it would have been a lot less expensive to go to a low-wage country, at least less expensive in the short run. But I decided to stay with the service provider that I've been working with because I trust her. And part of that comes from a speech that I heard her deliver on how to build an accessible website. And that really resonated with my values. I didn't know much about what makes a website accessible versus unaccessible before, but I sure do now. And so that really, I resonated with that one. So I listened hard to her speech as she talked about how to work with a website designer in order to make my website accessible. And that's what she's done with my website. And that was really powerful for me because she was providing useful information on how I could have a website that was in congruence with my values. So, while website design is a commodity, she was able to convince me to work with her, even though I could have had the same work done for a whole lot less. And you can do this too. If you create a level of trust in your clients so they'll come to prefer you when it comes to providing your commodity services. So to sum up so far, you can see that commodity work is vital to your business. It's vulnerable to be whisked out from under you because of a low price competitor. But what helps you keep that work is through making your clients trust you. Now the best way I know of to build trust is through creating a kind of content that I call the how to work with. It's an informative kind of content because it tells clients how to get good results from someone like you. So it's how to work with, and it shows them how they can get good results in working with somebody like you. Now, this could be a speech, it could be a blog post, it could be a video, it could be an infographic, an article, and that is in fact one of the most effective ways I know of to get information out there, to reach clients who through publishing articles in niche publications they already rely upon and trust. And you can read a lot of that sort of information on my website at thoughtleadership.resources.com. So how to work with content helps build trust in your firm's commodity services because it follows two of the most important principles for effective thought leadership marketing. The first one is that how to work with content is on a topic your clients want to know about, because if they buy your kind of commodity service frequently, they will be looking for ways to do that well. It's like anything else you do frequently, you want to know how to do it better. Number two is the reason why how to work with content works is because it meets a marketing priority for you. I mean, we already looked at the idea that commodity services are probably pretty important to your firm's future. So anything that helps you sell those commodity services is going to be a good thing, right? So how to work with content involves a 4-step process. The first step to how to work with content involves getting an understanding of what kinds of factors lead to success in the projects you do. So think through some of the most recent commodity projects you've done that went particularly well. You know, everything just went like a dream. The stars aligned, it worked out perfectly. The client had a happy face at the end, and they even got you back next year. So that is the kind of project you're thinking about. So think about the factors that really, really made that rock. You may even consider consulting some of your colleagues for factors that they have found to be successful in leading to success. Second, think of the downside. Think of what factors tend to get in the way of success. And that could be factors that cause delays or data errors or miscommunication or increased costs or client frustration or any other little nightmares that happen on projects. So think of projects that absolutely cratered. You really, really needed some, relief after that. So if you can think of a project that went really totally pear-shaped, think of the factors that messed it up, and that's what you note. And then you figure out ways to work around those factors. Number three is take note of ways to increase the success of your projects. There are ways you can do it even better, such as better ways to transfer data between the client and you, and how to avoid problems, maybe contamination of samples or loss of samples. And point number 4 for how to work with content You have to sit down and then you create informative content that advises clients on what they can do to get good results. Not what you can do, notice. It's what they can do to get good results. And that would include how to save money. Like, how can they get the data to you? What data do you need? How do they work smoothly with your people? And that's a really good, informative, helpful kind of content. So to repeat, the 4 elements to how to work with content. 1 is you list the factors that lead to success. 2, you list the factors that tend to get in the way, what messes up projects. Number 3 is think of the ways you can add to success even more, like how can you make a good thing even better. And then 4 is you put it all together and you create informative content that helps with this issue. And again, this could be a blog post, it could be an article, it could be a video, it could be a Facebook Live or a Periscope, whichever, or it could be any other form of content that is going to advise your clients on how they can get good results from people like you. So those are my ideas on how you can build a commodity practice that stands out so you can safeguard that revenue stream and keep that fridge full of food. And you can learn more, lots more, through my free weekly resource. It's called Your Expertise Edge, and it gives you practical, proven ways to build your professional profile. And you can get access to this learning at bit.ly/yourexpertiseedge. And that's bit.ly/yourexpertiseedge. So I plan to be doing Facebook Lives every week, Tuesdays, 4 o'clock, promptly next time. And that's Eastern North America time, New York time, in other words. And I'll be giving you practical ideas on how you can get recognized for your expertise so you can get more of the work you love to do for clients that inspire you, and you can earn more. So I hope to see you next Tuesday, 4 o'clock, and New York time, and please invite other people you think will benefit from this.